I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with Dr. Margaret Price. She is sharing her riveting autobiography in a book called My Incredible Life's Journey. She details her passionate voyage through personal and professional growth, spiritual enlightenment, and service to others across a myriad of countries. This narrative, beautifully symbolized by a bouquet of flowers on the cover, takes readers from her humble origins in Tobago through her extensive education in the UK, Canada, and the United States, and onto her impactful roles in healthcare and academia, fostering a powerful message of resilience, faith, and the profound influence of love. We're delighted to have this very incredibly talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Bridge Literary Media for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to subscribe to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel and purchasing this wonderful book by Dr. Price. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. This is quite an incredible life's journey you have been on for a number of years now. So we're glad you put it down in on paper. Have you been writing the story throughout your life? I know you have been literally, but what about writing it as an autobiography? Is it something you've been working on for years?
No, no. Just after I retired, I think my friend thought that I should write. He thought I had a story to tell and I should tell it. It could motivate others, and so I wrote it.
Well, you absolutely do have a story to tell, beginning in Tobago and then going across the world as you furthered your education and you immersed yourself in your work. Um, Tell me, what do you think has been the most pivotal point in your life? What has been the linchpin that made everything come together?
Um, I'm a Roman Catholic, and I spent the weekend at the Casio. And at that weekend, I think I really met Jesus for the first time.
Hmm.
I had been going to Mass and doing all the things that my parents taught me, but somehow at that Casio, I knew that I had to serve. I
Hmm.
didn't know how I was to do it. I looked at different areas and I thought, well, that's not for me. So I just leave it and wait. And I
Hmm.
waited. And when the Lord was ready for me, I had gotten all the training that I needed to serve. I had to make that decision. So I made the decision to move from being a dean of nursing and a dean of health sciences to going and working in the third world and helping to develop programs and train other people.
Yeah. Well, it's wonderful that you did dedicate your life to helping people. Um, the book was written for whom? To inspire others to have a life of service as well?
Yes. At first, I thought I was dealing with writing it to young people who were not, were third world people, people who had dreams but not know that they could fulfill them, people who were, well, from underdeveloped countries. That's what I thought, because I was from an underdeveloped country. And I
Mm.
felt that if I could show them that I can make it, they will be motivated to make it. Um, but when the book was written, when those who read it started reading it, um, thought that it appealed to them, adults, male and female, and of all age groups. So that was uh, what has happened. Like eventually, not eventually, but I give the example of my parish priest in Canada who, when I gave him a copy of the book, and the next thing I know, he was buying 6 copies to send to the seminary. He
Wonderful.
felt that it would also, it was something that seminarians could also benefit from reading. So that's it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now, in your book, you mentioned that you served in over 17 countries and visited 20 others. and that has led you to a sense of fulfillment and a sense of joy. Tell us a little bit about your work across all those different countries.
Well, I did my training in England and moved to Canada. And it was in Canada that I said I met Jesus really for the first time. And that's when I had to decide that I had been a teacher, a director of nursing, a dean of nursing, a dean of health sciences, all before the age of 40. And now I am told, okay, you've got to go serve. And I had to leave that and come to the Caribbean. I started working with Pan American Health Organization to develop a program for the lesser developed countries in the Caribbean to the CARICOM Secretariat, and with a health management development project that I managed for USAID and went through all the lesser developed ones in the Caribbean and Barbados. So that of course took 9 or 11 countries in, and then from there I met someone from the World Health Organization who sent me off to do some more primary health care work in Zambia, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, Sudan, and Liberia. And when I was there, I got married, and then I moved to Ghana, and then served in East Africa and West Africa, and the Yemen.
Amazing.
So
you went to where help was needed, and you've done a fine job. One of the things you mentioned in your book that I found extremely intriguing is that you have 15 non-biological children. Tell us about this aspect of your life.
Well, where do I start? The boys were 9 and the girls 6 of them. They were all preteens at the time I met them. I met most of them at church. They needed help with their education. They in Ghana, you have to pay for your secondary education, and some of them the parents could not afford to pay. Some of them were orphans, and so but they were lovely boys and girls. Now they've sent me to say their boys turned to men, but they were boys at the time, and they out of that group of 15, I am proud to say 3 of them have become priests. One, as a matter of fact, the last one was the 2nd anniversary yesterday.
Wonderful.
But 3 of them have become priests. One became a Pentecostal minister. I have businessmen, and but the more important thing is that all of them have imbibed the need to give and to share and to show love to others. And they're doing that. I can verify that when I go to Ghana. I see what they do. They still help the missionaries of charity. They do things that they used to do with me while I was there. And so very proud of them. The girls have also done very well. Keep on talking about my sons. My daughters are professionals. 2 of them are working on their PhD at the moment. And I have one granddaughter. She became an MD last year, so that's when I went to Ghana. They've really all turned out very, very well. I have one son who loves agriculture, and he just plants, and it's good. He's nice.
Yeah. Children are the gift you give yourself, and you gave yourself 15 non-biological children. So that is a wonderful gift indeed, one that will continue to, bestow you with rewards as time goes on, and watching them get ahead in life and watching them have children and families and serve the priesthood. I think it's really, really wonderful. What would you consider, as we close today, your greatest accomplishment? Is there one that comes to mind?
I think conquering myself, conquering the I in me, because without the change to being humble, if I would think that I was doing it all on my own, I don't think I would have achieved as much. But just being humble and being able to show love to others, I think that has been rather than just looking out for number one. I think that's been my greatest achievement.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, it's a wonderful achievement. We're very glad that you documented it all in this terrific book. It is called My Incredible Life's Journey. It is a memoir written by Dr. Margaret Price. It is a story of service. It is a story of love. It is a story of faith. It's a story that will help you understand your own personal journey just a little bit better. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.